Good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm going on one last little bike ride road trip before we head out of Thailand. I just want to share with you guys today what Thailand has done for me, what I've learned from Thailand, what I think about Thailand, and not talk too much about the current situation, right? But I want to talk to you guys what Thailand means to me.
Some sky now.
I've spent a lot of time traveling in Thailand. Pretty much just mixing in with the culture, trying to learn the language, and just enjoying everything that I can see. Like, everything's been a really new experience, and it's been kind of like being a child again. But I've learned a lot from Thai people and Thailand. This November will be 5 years that we've been here full time. Traveled to a lot of different parts of Southeast Asia, and we got a lot more places to see. We're gonna take a quick little break from Thailand, like I've mentioned. And and it's nothing new. I mean, we spent a lot of time traveling, and that was our goal in life, was to travel and see the world and see new things. The majority of Thai people in this crisis right now are handling things pretty well. If you live in the touristy areas, you see things differently, but a lot of people are moving out of those areas and coming back to their homes and doing whatever they need to do to survive. In Thailand, they don't really have too many handouts, and people have to do what they've got to do. I'm not talking about the ones that have businesses and that lost their businesses. I still think those people will recover also. They've just gone back home and figured out something else. Of course, we could sit here and talk about all of the bad things easily in the world. And I know a lot of people, they don't agree with the way that I think too, because most people, well, I shouldn't say most people, I think most outspoken people only like to discuss the negative. So if you're the type that only watches the news and stays on the computer all day, there's not a whole lot of positivity on that. Everything is a negative spin. Now, there's always been a crisis in my lifetime. I could rattle off probably 50 of them. But starting from Vietnam to the Cold War to Iran to the Middle East, you know, hostages, 9/11, you know, all kinds of things, 1999, because a lot of bad things happened during those times all around the world. But there's always a crisis, and we always seem to get through these crises. But I think we spend too much time worrying about things that really you can't control. You know, life is going to happen whether you like it or not. So we can sit here and we can analyze and we can research and we can pretend like we have all of the answers and try to convince the world that you've got them all. What good is it going to do? What are you going to prove to anybody? What I've learned from Thai people is they really don't overthink too much about stuff. Now, this could be annoying at some point, you know, but I'm never going to be like Thai. Somehow I wish I could have a blood transfusion and just just kind of think a little bit like them. But, you know, in my culture, we do overthink, but we got to get stuff done, you know. We analyze a lot of things because we want to have an understanding. We want to have knowledge, you know, but if you look into the lives of Thai people, they're happy. It's simple, but they're happy. And what really matters in life, you know, if you take away all the things, it's just about living and enjoying the moment. We spend too much time worrying about bullshit that hasn't happened or may not happen, or trying to figure out why it happened or who caused this problem, that we just wasting our time on unnecessary knowledge that's not going to extend our life. And you know, I don't think it's going to make you happy if you have all the answers. I don't think it. What are you going to do? Sit in your chair and go, yep, I know what it is. Okay, you know. But hey, if that's what really excites you in your life and that's what makes you happy, I can't relate to that. Just like people can't relate to the way that I think. My point is, ever since the civilization, there's always been division, there's always been something happening. And it usually tends to lead to more control and rules and a lot less freedom. We can easily just sit back in our chair. Like me, I could just sit at home and I can just pull up a microphone and a camera and sit and just talk and do everything I can do to try to convince people that I'm better than them. That's easy to do, super easy to do. But, you know, trying to be positive, I don't know, it's difficult for people. It's difficult, I guess, for them to see things in a positive. You know, people send me stuff like, you know, oh, there's 17,000 cases in Thailand now. It's going to be bad. Yeah, that's bad. But, you know, there's also 17,000 people recovering. You know, why don't you just say that too? Or then they'll go, oh, you know, they're not testing. So really, in actuality, it's probably 170,000 people that have COVID. And you know, and I think, okay, well, then the death rate probably is 0.08 instead of 0.81 if there's more people that have COVID. You know, it's a lot less dangerous then. But, you know, we don't, those are things that nobody seems to want to hear or talk about because it's not, you know, I guess it doesn't make their situation any better to kind of, you know. Anyway, let's get to the temple. You know, people are not going to have the same experiences that I have. And I'm not telling you that this is how it's going to be in Thailand for you or anybody else. I'm just sharing today what I love about Thailand. Good morning. สวัสดีครับ
มาจากไหนนะ
มาจากNakhonPhanomครับใช่ดูวัด Such a beautiful temple. Temples, there's nobody here today. They're just it's amazing beauty and detail in every single corner of the temples. Like somebody spent a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort in every creation in this temple. And it's amazing and peaceful. And you come here and you just look at things, or you just think about whatever life in general, you know. This is my favorite temple in Thailand, not because of its beauty, but I think it's just its location. Like I come here, it's halfway to NakhonPhanom. I stop here, take a break, and I just look around and just think about things. A lot of my decisions have come from this place. If you don't get out and you don't experience things for yourself, you'll never come up with your own point of view. And you'll just believe that life is how you read it, like it is exactly what somebody tells you it is. And you'll find out outside it's not. That life is still happening. It's gonna happen with or without all the chaos, without the war, without the hate, without the division, without the viruses, life will continue. And I guess we just need, the ultimate question for everything is, what are you going to do about it? What can you do about it? One thing that my wife taught me when we first got together, I'm going to show you this temple and talk at the same time. If you don't want to hear me talk and you want to just enjoy the temple, just turn the volume down. It's such a beautiful temple. Is that all the things that I have ever worried about in my life have always seemed to come together, you know? They have always seemed to work out. Of course, it's because of effort, you know? In my mind, things just don't happen, right? You have to kind of have a will. You have to have a vision of what you want the outcome to be, and you work towards that. I don't see that a whole lot in Thai people. I don't see a lot of vision. Now, the younger generation is a lot different in Thailand. Like they're really focused on goals and they have a vision. I think they have a vision of the future because of the internet. The internet's not always so bad, but they can see things that they've never seen before and think, I want that. And that's how things change, you know? But the internet doesn't always have to change you for the bad. I've been to quite a few countries. I've been to Vietnam, I've been to Laos, I've been to Cambodia, I've been to Taipei, I've been into China. I haven't traveled all of Southeast Asia, but I can tell you right now that Thailand has a lot more to offer for me than anywhere in the entire world. And I'm curious to see how my reaction's going to be when I get back to my little visit in the West, of how I'm going to deal with what's going on. I think I'll do okay, but we'll see what happens. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about other people's problems because I can't control that. And it doesn't benefit me to constantly worry about things that are out of my control. Now, can I take care of myself, my family? Can we be cautious? Of course we can. We don't have to live recklessly and walk mindlessly across the planet. But I don't need to worry about the things that I can't control. We're going to recover. I think Thai people are definitely going to recover 100%. I think that when this is all over, they're going to go back to their normal lives, maybe even be better, I think. But we can't always sit around and think the negative and negative. You know what? Time always will tell, and it seems like when time happens, we just forget about that, and we just deal with the new, whatever the new chaos is, right? I'm sure next time it'll be an election, right? It'll be something like that that we just went through. The Thai TV was nothing, for I think the first couple years was nothing positive. It was all about the American election. Trump bad, Biden the most intelligent person in the world. And it was just on and on and on, like, I don't know. And now it's nothing nonstop but COVID, 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 you know. But that's just, to me, that's just, that's like airtime. Like people are trying to get people to watch airtime for money. They're not teaching you anything. They're just telling you, they're scaring you. They're only selling you the negative stuff on TV. They're not selling you anything positive about it. And that's a big problem in the world. This is my home. They say home is where the heart is. Home is wherever you make it. I just can't seem to do this in a lot of places in the world. A lot of places are just so much things going on constantly, and you have to try to manage your life around all these things. And here in Thailand, it just seems like there's not too much stuff going on, you know? You look around and everybody's just like not really worried too much about a whole lot. I'm not talking about at the current moment and what's going on with every single person in the world and in Thailand. I'm just talking in general, okay? In general, it's like meditation. Thailand to me is like meditation. It's very hard to kind of describe it, and if you ask a lot of people about what they love about Thailand, well, you can get pretty much kind of a generic response is the freedom. But the truth of it is that the truth of it is, it's inside, and you can't explain it. So when you get a chance to come to Thailand, and you will, get away from things, get away from the tourist areas. Take a walk by yourself, and see what happens. Just let it hit you. I'm going to continue to share videos on the internet, to share my life. My life is not always perfect. Nothing in life is perfect. Thailand is not perfect. Everything is what you make of it, you know. Positive or negative. I get a lot of this here lately on the news, on actually my comment section. A lot of people, and I get it, you know. You guys pretty much know everything about me, the ones that watch my channel. And you feel like you could talk to me how you want to, like we're brothers, right? Like you want to slap your brother in the head sometimes. I get it, I understand that. But you never know what somebody's going through in their life to be able to relate to them until you've actually walked in their shoes. And that's a cliche, it's impossible to do. So it's difficult to try to tell somebody how to manage their life. But one of the things I get so often is, for one, luck. Like I can't stand the word "you're so lucky." I don't believe too much in luck. People that have struggled, suffered, lost, got through it, and they don't like that word. Like luck is not in the equation for them. It was a lot of struggle and hard work. But anyway, I don't need any recognition. I'm just telling you, the word lucky is like if you found a lottery ticket on the ground and you picked it up and it happened to be the winning number, right? That's luck to me. But another thing that I'm getting is the grass is never greener on the other side, Chuck. I've heard that a lot. Like for me, when I worked, like if I was just like miserable at my job, I would just say, hey, you know what, I quit. And then I would go somewhere else. Oh, you know, the grass is not greener over there, Chuck. Like, but actually it is. So the thing is that if the problem's not always the color of the grass, the problem is sometimes the person. So if the person is not happy, never happy, you're not going to go somewhere else and expect somebody else to make you happy. It's got to be something in you, but you can't let stuff drag you down. And a lot of people, for a lot of people, the grass is greener on the other side because we've got to escape sometimes from the negativity, and we've got to get away. We've got to do it for our own self, or we get sucked into the misery. And that's what's happened to me in the past, I want to say probably year. Like I find myself just as there's nothing like positive. I'm trying really hard to make a positive out of a negative. And not to satisfy anybody else, and I look at my wife and she's always pretty positive about it. I've never really heard her complain too much. She's let me wander off on my own, never says anything, but she knows that I have to deal with things my way. And I wish I could be that way. Well, when I said, hey, you want to go back to America, because I ultimately did ask her, she was ready. Like because she's a little bit tired of the same stuff dragging her down also. So you got to do what you got to do in life. But I just want to share with you today that this is my home, Thailand. I know I can't stay here permanently. It's just a year extension at a time. I think, you know, just gotta, really it's just a few things that is needed to stay here on a year-to-year basis. It's not perfect. I get aggravated too with things, and I share some of the frustrations. A lot of it's really just funny, you know, but I don't think there's any other place that I haven't found yet that I want to be. And Thailand has done this for a lot of people, and Thailand I've said this plenty of times, it's not for most people, but it just all depends on your needs in life. And if you're got to be around familiar things, in Thailand, you'll probably be disappointed because it's not going to be familiar to you. It's different. So it gives you room to complain about things and this and that instead of accepting it for what it is. But a lot of people change in Thailand, and if you've got to constantly be around these people, you'll find good friends and bad friends. They'll come and they'll go, but they end up trying to drag you into their world. They end up trying to drag you into their mindset and make you believe that this is the way it is. I'm just telling you, when you get to Thailand, do yourself a favor. You can go back to these people, you can go back to the familiar things, but get away so you can have your own thoughts that might not be distorted, that you can say, you know what, I experienced something different here in life than what you did. So maybe, you know, maybe you won't get sucked in and say, yeah, I guess it sucks. You know, everything sucks and you're just so hypersensitive about everything. But gonna go back home to the States. I appreciate everybody sending me all the information about what's going on in the world today. There's got to be a lot more good things than bad things out there, I believe. Maybe I'm a sucker, but maybe you just don't know these good things exist because we don't talk about them. I'm going to continue to making videos, no time to be sad, because I don't have time for this crap. I don't have time for, yeah, is it selfish? Chuck, you're a selfish person. What can I do? I'm doing everything I can do right now with this camera to show you that there's a better side to things. You don't have to get sucked into the negativity, okay? We're gonna get through this. We're gonna move on to the next step. And then there's gonna be another obstacle in front of us in life. Just be happy, enjoy the videos. We're gonna have a great time in America. I think, I hope. Who knows what's gonna happen? But we're gonna do it, and we're gonna come back, and hopefully things will be a little bit different to where we can travel around, and Thai people and businesses will be able to start getting in a step forward instead of being pushed back down. Come with us. Please subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of things coming, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.